on two devices, so you all um, already know what it is. Um, I want to welcome all of you that are on YouTube and all of you who are on my Facebook page. Um, yeah, welcome to Master Your Resilient Mindset live on Mondays. And I just want to say, um, Master Your Resilient Mindset live on Mondays. If you are new here, my name is Angela Willis. I am a wealth and wellness resilient mindset trainer, realtor, and author. And I'm also the creator of the Master Your Resilient Mindset movement. And on this channel, if you are on my YouTube channel, I share resilient mindset practices, tools, and strategies that help me break free from negativity that no longer serve me mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and definitely financially. And I want you all to join me because I believe this is not just a movement, but I've been called to lead, but this is a movement that we all collectively have been called to walk out. So on that note, go ahead, reach out to your family, your friends, colleagues, and let them know that we're live. We are live. If you're a member of the Vision Board Mindset Reset Circle, um, I've already dropped the live link in our Facebook group so you can join me. Yes, you can join me if you're watching the replay or don't want to come on live. Feel free to leave your comments or questions, and I'll do my best to respond. Um, so, yeah, before we dive in, I want to take a moment to give a shout out, of course, to our new circle members. Our new circle members, Miss Charletta, Gander, Daphne, Masisi, we are really growing. I am so proud. And last but not least, I want to acknowledge everyone watching, KW family, my Sweet Fellowship family, all the pastors, the leaders, professionals, community members, and thank you for also being here. So, in my last episode, I talked about asking God for clarity and last year not knowing it would cost me. Today's episode is titled Write the Vision, Not Clarity. Many of you probably grew up hearing Habakkuk 2:2, which says, Write the vision and make it plain so that the one who reads it may run. And this is often used, of course, in vision board culture, goal setting workshops, and New Year sermons. Hey, Andrea. So, as I was saying, you know, we often hear the scripture that's being quoted, that's been recited, Habakkuk 2:2, um, write the vision, make it plain, often in the vision board culture and workshops and in New Year's sermons. And so there are two reasons why people have vision boards. And one is because they want to create a visual image or paint a picture of the life they want or desire, or two, help them see the bigger picture. And 2025 blew my mind because last year I had to learn that there's a difference between vision, discernment, and clarity. There's a difference between vision, hey Chandra, discernment, and clarity. There, there's a unique difference between all three of those. Clarity, they are not the same thing, but they must come in that order. This is something I'm already giving some nuggets, you guys. They are not the same thing, but they must come in that order before you have alignment. They must come in that order before you have alignment. I wish somebody would put that in the chat. Vision, discernment, and clarity. Hmm. Yeah. Vision, discernment, and clarity must come in that order before you have alignment. So, what is vision? Vision is direction. Vision is direction. What is clarity? Clarity is process. There's so many there's so many layers to the word definition of what clarity is. But clarity is a process. And I don't know how deep I need to go into that because again, last year, that's all I prayed for was clarity, 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 clarity about my, of course, finances, clarity. I wanted clarity about spiritual clarity. I wanted clarity about uh, my finances. I wanted clarity all year long. And lo and behold, unbeknownst to me, I did not know that clarity comes also with a price. And clarity comes as we walk in obedience, which is why I said that clarity is a process. It's a process. Somebody put that in the chat. Clarity is a process. So, what is vision? Vision is direction. Okay, we all know that vision is the avenue or it's the direction that you're trying to, the destination you're trying to get to. Vision is destination. But clarity is a process. And if you didn't get to see the last episode of Master Your Resilient Mindset Live, go back. I highly recommend that you go back and watch it because I do really go um, deeper into talking um, about clarity in the process. What the It's some of the things I learned along the way in the journey to receiving clarity. Clarity, let me find top the icing on the cake or put the icing on the cake by saying clarity is not necessarily about knowing the next step. It's about knowing yourself. Hmm. Clarity is not necessarily about knowing the next step. It's about knowing yourself. It's about knowing yourself. And when you truly know yourself and seek God's wisdom, He will give you discernment. And there's some things that you will put up with and you will not put up with. And I can't tell you how much that really, to me, blessed and really blessed me when I came to that realization or that revelation. That clarity is not necessarily about knowing the next step, it's about knowing yourself. It's about also giving you that confidence that You don't have to second guess. You don't have to do a lot of second guessing. You know what rooms you work in. You know what rooms works best for you. You know, again, what you will accept and what you will not accept. It saves you time. It saves you energy. I cannot tell you how much what clarity actually can do. What he did for me. When God gives vision, he also gives often revealing the destination, not the map, the calling, not the full strategy. He doesn't necessarily give you the what, he gives you not necessarily the how, the when, or with whom, but just maybe just gives you just a piece of um, the vision of knowing what to do or what your calling is. I should say Habakkuk. I cannot tell you that I can't go talk about vision and clarity without talking about Habakkuk, of course. Habakkuk himself received a vision while confused, while frustrated, and waiting. And there were so many moments and events that happened in the book of Habakkuk that you could say that relates to us even in this day and time. Habakkuk was like, God, where are you in the middle of all of this calamity that's happening? Where are you in all the midst of this injustice and idolatry that's happening? Um, the the good, the good people are being abused, being taken advantage of. The rich keep taking abusing. Um, the rich keep taking away from the good, from the poor, hitting them with all kind of tariffs and different and interest, high interest rates they know they can't even repay and pay back. And that's just a inkling of what all was happening during Habakkuk's day and time. Habakkuk was in so much. If you go back and read it, I know it's not Bible study, but it is such a very, very relatable book, and you could say so much of it relates to our day and time because again, um, there's just so much injustice and in idolatry that was happening at that time, and we can say that a lot of injustices are happening today, and we can say that a lot of people are calling right wrong and wrong right. Okay, I'm getting off of my my preaching box. But anyway, Habakkuk, the story of Habakkuk is just off the chain. So I want to dive a little bit on Habakkuk. I'm not going to stay on him long, but he asked the question, God, why are you allowing good people to be taken advantage of? In the first chapter, he starts out with asking God a question. And then in the second chapter, we know about him, God's responding, telling him to write the vision, make it plain. But Habakkuk has some choice words because I want to jump back to chapter 1, where Habakkuk was saying, God responded to Habakkuk saying, I'm bringing up a nation that's even more harsher, stricter, corrupt than Israel, and they're going to take care of, they're going to handle up on Israel. And Habakkuk was like, wait a minute, what? That's even worse than these. The Babylonians are worse than the people of Israel. So I'm tripping out about this because Habakkuk was so vocal and I love how Habakkuk is just so open and honest. And it's but if you go on to read it, it's almost like the same kind of scenario. children of Israel was acting up, God will allow a harsher, a more strict or more um, powerful nation come in and and take, and of course, you know, take them into slavery or almost abolish them, and they would of course um, most likely cry out to God. And finally in chapter 3, and I'm almost done, Habakkuk reflects and prays to God, and at the end, he puts his trust in God and even rejoices in God. And he says, the flower fades, but the word of the Lord stands forever. That there be no cattle in the stock. So anyway, he comes to. Uh, I love how Habakkuk comes to. Um, he comes to a. Mm, he comes to just, I call it surrendering, and he just decides, he comes to a point in his life to just trust God. So how does this apply to us? Of course, the vision came through obedience. It came, the clarity, not vision, but clarity came through obedience. It came over time. It came through trust. And and that's what I'm saying about clarity in tonight's episode. Write the vision, not the clarity. I almost started to call this the story of Habakkuk, uh, because God gave Habakkuk a vision in the middle of uncertainty, not after clarity. And when God said make it plain, he wasn't saying you'll understand everything immediately. He was saying record this. He said he was telling him to write it down on tablets or whatever they had at the time, as things come to pass. So Um, why does vision often comes without clarity? A good question. Clarity too early creates control. If we are already know A, B, and C, the next steps, then where would we really need God? If we know everything up front, will we really see God? So as I was come to the conclusion, I guess you could say, as I come to almost to a close. If you're a caregiver, if you're a leader, and you're rebuilding after loss, disappointment, or betrayal, you may have a vision for what's next, but no clarity on how to get there. That does not mean you miss God. What it means is that you're being asked to walk with Him and not ahead of Him. If somebody would put that in the chat, it doesn't mean that you have failed. It means that He wants you to not be, not necessarily means, you doesn't mean you necessarily missed Him, but you're being asked to walk with Him rather than ahead of Him. And that's why I mentioned earlier that clarity comes as we walk in obedience. Clarity. Hmm. So for homework, I want you all to write what you see, not what you understand. Number two, release the pressure to figure it all out. Mhm. Release the pressure to figure it all out. So, in closing, um, I do want to summarize that vision doesn't automatically mean clarity. Again, vision doesn't automatically come or mean clarity. But vision always comes with responsibility to trust, to write, WRITE, and wait. Vision doesn't automatically mean clarity, but vision always comes with responsibility to trust, to write, and to wait. So her affirmation for tonight is I want you to write these three affirmations down. I am not behind. I am not confused. And I am becoming. I am not behind. I'm not confused. I am becoming, or as I like to say, evolving. So I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. If you're craving clarity on your vision but don't know where to start, I would like to invite you to our Spiritual Reset Sundays, Morning Glow, every Sunday at 8 a.m. on our vision board, Mindset Reset Circle Facebook group. We have Spiritual Reset Sunday, where it's the space where members can get clarity, spiritual alignment, and wisdom. There's no pressure. If you just want to get a feel of our group or what the group is like, we are currently public. We're a public Facebook group, and I'm not sure how long that is going to be, but because we are growing, our membership is growing. Um, Feel free to peruse the page and the link. We'll put all of the links to our Facebook page in the description box. And so, with that, I want to say, let's all take a deep breath, breathe out, and trust that clarity will meet us on the path, not before it. Trust will meet us, clarity will meet us on the path, not before it. Clarity is definitely a process. Clarity is knowing yourself, Doesn't necessarily mean knowing the next step, but it's about knowing yourself. And clarity comes as we walk in obedience. And when I say in obedience, I'm talking about obedience with God. So on that note, I want to wish everyone uh, a happy um, Monday, and I wish you all wealth and wellness. And so we'll see you next time. Have a good night, and make sure you share, like, and tell a friend. Bye. Bye.